surprise guest.
For a surprise
Oh, no, last time it was Jimmy Barnes. Who is it?
Hello, person on the phone.
Hello,
Say hello.
Chrissie. Hello, Chrissie, Sam, and Browny. This is David Duchovny.
Shit.
Are you?
Am
I allowed to swear?
serious?
Are you serious?
Yes!
Oh, Dave.
I'm
my
serious.
David,
That is unbelievable.
Dave, full disclosure here.
Yes.
Have you been...
Yeah.
We didn't know that we were going to talk to you right now.
I know. I love that.
That's all right.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
Hey, this is, if you're wondering, this is real. They don't tell me about this. And don't worry, I don't need any notes. I've been ready for this interview my whole life. I love this man. And I'll go straight to this, David, if you don't mind. Can you...
If it's any consolation, when I woke up this morning, I didn't know I was going to be talking to you guys either.
Well, there you go. It's a win-win situation, David. Can I just start with, can you tell me and our beautiful listeners about your experience with the great Gary Shandling and the Larry Sanders Show and how much you loved it?
Well, not only did I love working on the Sanders Show, I grew to love Gary, and he became probably my best friend that I made as an adult in this life. And
Wow.
losing Gary a year and a half ago is still something I think about almost daily. I have pictures of him in my house. I think about him whenever anything momentous happens. Because he was such a wise and wonderful person, I want to check in with him, whatever is happening in the world. And I can't believe I don't have Gary around anymore to listen to what he would say.
David, I'm trying to get my anchor, Dino, to actually watch the show.
I don't think he wanted that. I think he wanted to hear about what it was like for me to flash him in my robe in his show.
Yes, that's what I did want. But also, can you put into words to my beautiful anchor, Dino, as to why that show is so good and why he should watch it?
Oh, Dino, well, there's so many shows that have come after it that have kind of imitated it, that have become better known just because the cable universe has opened up. Shows like Entourage, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and so much of what Judd Apatow does, 4-Year-Old Virgin. Judd was a young writer on the Sanders Show and really was Gary's protege. So all this stuff comes out of Gary. And if you want to go back to the source, it's like, if you like rock and roll, you got to listen to Jimi Hendrix. So that's why you got to go back and watch Gary.
All right, over to you now.
We are completely unprepared for this interview, David, but me
too.
I remember a whisper about you. You're coming to Melbourne and you're singing. Is that right?
It's true. It's more than a whisper. It's a scream.
Tell me all about it. What sort of numbers do you do?
I do my own. I have an album that came out a couple of years ago called Hell or High Water, which I suggest you play on your station until it's worn out. And I have a new album coming out in January, so you're going to have to listen to it yourself.
Well, I love it.
What style of music?
I would say, if I'm lucky, the kind of music that I love and that I'm working towards would be Tom Petty, Lou Reed, Velvet Underground, Wilco, this kind of vein.
Speaking of Tom Petty, I saw Stevie Nicks on Saturday night, and she did "Stop Dragging My Heart Around," and the Tom Petty part. The Tom Petty part was sung by Chrissie from the Pretenders. It was
really,
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was really, really amazing. It was.
I wish I was there. I'm a big Fleetwood Mac fan. Big Chrissie fan, too. Big Pretenders fan.
Me too.
Now, David, you are a famous actor as well. Not only a singer, but a famous actor. And
oh, no. You're not going to do this, eh?
David, I've got a very practical question that I ask all the famous actors. I first debuted this question on Samuel L. Jackson. He wasn't that warm. I'm hoping he'll be a little bit warm, but I think it's a very practical question. David Duchovny, famous actor. How do you remember your lines?
That is the correct answer. Correct response, David.
That's a fine question. I work at it. You know, it's a muscle. But, you know, a lot of people use earpieces now, so they don't have to remember them. They just get their lines fed through a little earpiece. So anybody, you don't have to memorize anything. You just show up on set and have somebody whisper your lines in your ear. I haven't tried it yet.
That's the Marlon.
I'm looking forward to
the
it.
Marlon Brando version.
Well, no, David's the first person who's been honest about that and actually said that they use earpieces.
Yeah,
what about
never heard
about when you're on stage, David, singing? How do you?
No, I don't use an earpiece, but I am not against it.
You have no problems remembering the lyrics to your song, though, do you, David?
I haven't yet. Like the last, I just played it. We're shooting the X-Files in Vancouver, and I played one show there. And I hadn't performed the music in about 5 months, and I actually did forget a couple of words, and it was pretty embarrassing.
David Duchovny, we love you immeasurably, and thank you for surprising these guys. The concert is the 23rd of Feb at 170 Russell. Go to selecttouring.com.
When is it?
February.
Feb 23.
All right, I'll be there. See you there. See you there, David.
You guys going to be there?
Yes.
Opening for you.
All right, I'll try to forget some lines. For you.
Thank you.